Hi, I'm Ayesh Fonseka, director of Ayesh. I'm featured on today's episode of Ask Me on High TV. So we're on to the first segment. It's called Actually Me, and I think there's a lot of questions coming at me, so I'll be on the hot seat. Ask me.
Hi.
Hi.
What is your guilty pleasure?
It'd have to be sports. Love sports.
What is the best professional advice you've ever received?
I think be humble and also put yourself in that other person's position before doing anything.
What is your favorite thing about your career?
Have to be meeting new people. I love meeting people, having a chat to them. It's fantastic.
If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be?
I'd love to be a pilot for a day. I think it's something that I really aspired to being when I was younger. Probably didn't follow through hard enough with the studies part of it, but that would be fantastic.
If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Rice and curry. I mean, Sri Lanka, rice and curry, can't go wrong.
Who is your favorite author?
I think I like a lot of books by people that have excelled in their field. So Richard Branson, he's not an author, but I've read a couple of his sort of self-motivational books and also autobiographies. They're fantastic.
Who would you want to be stranded on a deserted island with?
Okay, then I have to pick my wife, I think. So, and enjoy spending time with, obviously, and I wouldn't pick anyone else to be with.
If money was no object, what would you do all day?
Play sport. I would absolutely play, I'd pick tennis out of all of them. So I'd play tennis, enjoy a bit of a break and get back on the court. Fantastic.
If you could go back in time, what year would you travel to?
Probably to the 1920s. I think it was a exciting time as well as a challenging time, and I like to put myself in that time period, see how I'd cope.
How would your friends describe you?
Fun, energetic, and probably a little bit silly at times.
What is the best gift you have been given?
So at the risk of sounding materialistic, it'll have to be, my wife got me a watch on our wedding day. So when we exchanged gifts on the Porua, I got it, and still to this day it's my favorite thing.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I'd like to think a better version of myself, better improved in a lot of ways. I think we're continuously growing, and trying to improve myself in every aspect of life would be fantastic.
How many pairs of shoes do you own?
Wow, good question. That's going to be tough because I haven't actually counted. I'd say somewhere in the 20 or 30 mark, somewhere in between. Probably check with my wife. She's the one who's always scolding me for buying new ones, so.
If you could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be?
I'd probably go back to my younger days in school and probably study a little bit harder. My mother always said study hard, but I tried a bit, but I was too busy playing sport. So skipped a bit of lessons instead for sport, so maybe switch that around a little bit, yeah.
If you could share a meal with 4 individuals, living or dead, who would they be?
I'd love to spend some time with Singaporean former Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, probably Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, and I have to go with sportsman, so I play Roger Federer. So it'll be a weird mix, weird conversation, but I'm sure I'll get something from each individual.
Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
I'd have to say intelligence for looks. I think pretty face only gets you so far. If you're intelligent, you'll make it.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
Solid 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes I'll be done. Unless my son comes into the room and then I end up playing with him for half the time, and then that's a whole mess. But yeah, somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes, yeah.
What kitchen appliance do you use every day?
The Nespresso machine. I use it every morning. So before I go to work, a shot of Nespresso keeps you going. That's a plug, by the way. Nespresso, anyone? Free pods, please.
What's your favorite family recipe?
Family recipe? Oh, that's a tough one. See, I think family recipes always end up with some sort of curries and stuff, but I'm more of a, when I cook, it's always easy stuff like steaks and stir fries. So I'll probably steal some of my mum's recipes, I guess, yeah.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
My father took us to a rugby match when we were I think my sister was about 8 and I was about 7 in Australia. And to this day, it's probably one of my favorite because just being in the crowd and just, as I said, love sports, so that really got my adrenaline kicking and I loved it. And I watched the game yesterday as well, so yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, tough one. I'd probably say of recent times, I loved The Great Gatsby. I thought it was done really well. Very different way of, I don't know. I think it was something different about that movie. I didn't get a lot of awards or anything, but it was done quite different. I enjoyed it, yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've done in the name of love?
I get a lot of gifts that she doesn't ask for. I get in trouble most of the time. Usually jewelry. She's not a huge jewelry fan, and I buy or make things that we can't buy or do something different, and I always get in trouble. The last one was an emerald ring. She doesn't like it, so I'll probably have to change that one.
Do you collect anything?
Again, it'll have to be watches. I love good wristwatches, so I had a bit of a collection. Sold a few of them recently because I was running out of space. So yeah, probably watches, yeah.
What celebrity would you like to meet at Starbucks for a cup of coffee?
Probably George Clooney, since we both enjoy a bit of an espresso. So find out why he's at Starbucks and not having an espresso that he promotes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny would you say you are?
See, I think I'm a 10, but everyone else thinks I'm probably at a 5 or a 6, so probably go with that.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I'd like to see myself as probably, well, as a company, I'd love Ayesh to be one of the best brands in Sri Lanka, as well as one of the best jewelry brands in Asia and the world, if that's possible.
What was your first job?
My first job was working in a cricket shop in Sydney, and it's called Kingsgrove Sports Centre. Plug to you guys, Harry and the team over there. It was wonderful. I love sports and working in a sports shop and being a fan of cricket and all the other things, so it was fantastic.
If you could join any past or current music group, which would you want to join?
Music group, the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I think they're one of the best. I think just love their music, just easy listening to, and I think they'd be a fun group. Well, not the years that they were broken up, but the years that they were together, probably a fun group to be around.
How many languages do you speak?
Unfortunately, just the two, Sinhalese and English. Should have probably tried my hand at Tamil and then probably something else. Chinese would have been handy right now, but oh well.
Who is the most intelligent person you know?
The most intelligent person I know, probably, I think wisdom as well, my father. I go to him for a lot of advice and look back at things he's done and try and learn from it. And usually any issue I have, I always speak to him first.
If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which one would it be?
That's a funny question. My wife calls me a panda because I've got dark circles under my eyes. But yeah, I'm gonna say something. No, probably I'll probably be a dog because I'm like running around the park as well. So that's fun.
Who knows you the best?
Obviously my wife, and probably my sister, and my mum is quite close to me as well. So probably the three of them would be up there.
Where's the next place on your travel bucket list and why?
Funny enough, I was having a chat about it last night with my wife. Probably Japan. Never been. I think it's a fantastic country to visit. I've seen lots of good things about it, so probably Japan.
What's your favorite ice cream topping?
Ice cream topping? Oh wow. I prefer, I'm bland, I'm vanilla. But no, toppings probably a bit of chocolate sauce or chocolate on top, yeah.
What was the last show you've binge watched?
White Gold on Netflix. It's pretty good, something different, yeah, quite fun.
What song always gets you out on the dance floor?
Something you can sing along to. I think being in Sri Lanka, Brian Adams' Summer of '69 usually gets everyone on the dance floor. And if you're at a wedding, you know, Desmond Sumihiripane, yeah, that gets everyone rocking.
If you could have any exotic animal as a pet, which would it be?
A leopard. I don't know why, I just wanted a leopard as a pet. Pretty cool, right? Having a leopard as a pet. So we're on to the second segment. It's called Who Am I? And I think we've got some fun questions that we've got lined up. So I haven't seen them either, so let's check it out. Okay, so we're on to the first question. What's Ayesh's full name? Okay, that's a long one, but we'll give it anyway. So it's Kalutara Vedage Ayesh Malinta di Fonseka. And that's a mouthful. Second one. What's the craziest thing Ayesh has ever done? During 2004, when Sri Lanka was still under a little bit of threat during the Civil War, I tried to sneak in maracas to a 31st night party at Cinnamon Lakeside. Got into a lot of trouble, but took the maracas as well, so that was fun. That was fun. How would Ayesh define love? Defining love, oh wow, that's a mushy one. But I think it's sort of finding someone that you could share imperfections with. I don't think it's about finding someone, the perfect person. It's someone that you could, share things that aren't perfect, but still manage to have fun at the same time.
Would Ayesh rather be blind or deaf?
That's a tough one, isn't it? I'd probably say blind, because I think, not that anyone's better, but I think I'd still like to hear the sound of my son coming and speaking to me. And I think I would not want to miss that.
Who knows Ayesh best?
Probably have to be my wife. I think she probably doesn't know it, but she knows all the flaws as well as the good bits. So she knows the full list of, the full variety of, everything.
What's Ayesh's favorite fast food chain?
It's probably gonna have to be Pizza Hut. I know it's sad. I live in Kandy most of the time, so trying to get my other fast food chain, and here's a plug to Harpo. I love Harpo's, but I can't get it all the way to Kandy. So Harpo got to open one in Kandy so I can binge on that as well.
What's Ayesh's greatest accomplishment?
By far yet to come. I don't think I've accomplished anything. I think there's a lot more that I've got to go. And I think the next 5 years is going to be very interesting. There's a lot of things in the works, and should be fun to see what happens.
What are Ayesh's other passions?
So music, sport, and family time. I know, boring, but they're true. I mean, whenever I have off time, I try to get everyone over for a meal, and I try to cook. And I reiterate, try to cook. I do my best.
If Ayesh could have a superpower, what would it be?
I'd like to fly, because I travel a lot between Kandy and Colombo. And flying between the two places would be fantastic, because I spent 3 hours and 45 minutes this morning getting in. And I left at 5:45, still traffic. So flying, fantastic.
What is Ayesh's biggest pet peeve?
Being late to things. I hate it. I hate being late myself, and I hate when people are late. I think being punctual is something that's really important, because everyone's busy. No one wants to waste time and wait for you or be waited on, I guess.
Who is Ayesh's biggest inspiration?
Would have to be my father. He started a business from scratch, and he's brought it to lofty heights. And I think all my sister and I are trying to do with the business at the moment is just bring it up to another level. So it'd have to be my father.
If Ayesh could speak another language, what would it be?
It's going to be very business oriented, but it's going to be Mandarin, because we have a huge market of Chinese customers at the moment. Well, then they're growing again, so Mandarin would be fantastic, because it'll help a lot with, they're trying to it's tough. It's one of those tough languages. If you don't know what they're saying, it's very difficult.
What was Ayesh's dream job growing up?
I would really wanted to be a pilot when I was younger. So I think if I went back in time, I'd love to try my hand at it properly.
Does Ayesh read?
He does, on and off, but unfortunately now it's a lot of things. I mean, even the papers, I read the papers every morning, and it's always on the phone, because it's quicker than buying it's Daily Mirror online.
What is Ayesh's idea of the gemstone and jewelry industry?
Well, I think Sri Lanka is in a fantastic position in terms of gemstones, because we're situated in a hub, especially for sapphires, as well as other semi-precious stones. So, I mean, we're really lucky to be here. I mean, we've got a multitude of things that we can do. It's just about getting that message across to the world, because I don't think it's properly received yet. And I think there's a lot of work that, we as a company, Ayesh is doing at the moment, and there are a lot of companies trying to do that. And I think next 5 years should be fun.
What is Ayesh's biggest fear?
I'm not a strong swimmer, so being stranded at sea, because I'm not a strong swimmer, as I said. So that I love the ocean. This is a funny thing. I'm always in the water, but I can't swim well. So catch-22 there. So
what is Ayesh's biggest accomplishments?
A lot more yet to come, but I think so far, building up the local brand of Ayesh. We've been quite strong with the tourism sector, but I think building it up in the local market has been one of those accomplishments, but I think there's a lot more to do.
What is one thing Ayesh can't do without?
Rice and curry, and paripu. No paripu, no rice, no curry. Paripu has to be there, otherwise there's going to be words between whoever's doing the cooking for the day. Paripu is essential.
What makes Ayesh excited?
Good food, good company, and good music.
What is Ayesh's favorite non-physical attribute about himself?
As a sense of humor, I think I'm really funny, but everyone says I got a lot of dad jokes. But, I think I'm funny, so I think humor.
What makes Ayesh cringe?
Cringe, that's a tough one. Not much. I can handle a lot of things, but I think probably traffic. Traffic in any shape, way or form, I just can't handle it now. Just too much.
Can't handle it. Is Ayesh a cat or a dog person?
Definitely a dog person. Love dogs. Absolutely love dogs. We have a Doberman at home. It's a family dog, so we share between my parents and myself. So yeah, dogs for sure. If Ayesh had to act in Game of Thrones, who would he act as? That's a funny one because I love Game of Thrones. My wife says it'll probably be Jon Snow because I'm always failing at something or the other. But yeah, no, I think I just love any role. I would love to play the dragon because just come and burn down things. That would be fun. But yeah, any character's fine.
What would Ayesh's Sunday be like?
So Sunday I don't go to work at all. So I spend a lot of time at home. Starting with I spend a lot of time with my son, make breakfast, have it with both my son and my wife, and then yeah, just a very relaxed Sunday. Love it. Best day of the week. So that was the second segment, Who Am I? That was a bit of fun, some fun questions. Romantic movies, Notebook, I know I came out with that, but all right, I hope my friends don't watch that and make fun of me, but let's go on to the third segment now. So we're on to the final segment, and it's a drinking game I used to play in college called Never Have I Ever, but I don't think we're drinking today.
Never have I ever had a near-death experience.
I have had a near-death experience, and probably driving fast in Australia and probably stopped doing it after. So there you go.
Never have I ever talked to myself out loud.
I have. I do it quite often. Especially when I'm telling myself off about something stupid I've done, talk to myself.
Never have I ever been on a fad diet.
Probably on one now. No, actually, I think everyone has, and if they say they haven't, they're lying. Everyone's been on some sort of fad, maybe keto or intermittent fasting, something. Everyone's done it.
Never have I ever snuck into a movie.
That's boring, but I haven't done it. I've never snuck in. I always pay before going in. I feel bad for the guys because I hear if they've got an account and you've snuck in, they've got to put the money in, kind of thing. So.
Never have I ever wanted to be a superhero.
I have. I watched Spider-Man last week. Well, I don't want to be Spider-Man. I want to be one of those other, one of the other Avengers. I like Iron Man. I think he was cool.
Never have I ever broken the law.
Who's watching this? Because I have. Probably. I've had to do it. I don't do it usually, but a friend's car was with us and he was totally over the limit. So I was probably the most sober out of the drunken bunch. So I managed to get the car home and parked. And we did get copped on the way as well. So heavy fine there.
Never have I ever been stood up by my date.
That one, I have never. I haven't. So I don't know. I think one or two of them I'm sure have been close to leaving, probably because I was talking to myself in the restaurant. No, kidding, but I haven't, no.
Never have I ever had to run to save my life.
I have, and funny story. It was from a monkey. I'm sure he was a crazy monkey. I schooled in Trinity and there's a beautiful chapel. I was walking down through one of the side gates and this monkey, I swear, chased me for like a good 100 meters and I ran for my life. It was the scariest experience of my life. I still hate monkeys.
Never have I ever shouted and listened to my echo.
I have. When you're going through tunnels and you just shout out the window, I've done it as a kid. I think I did it 2 weeks ago with my son as well. I made him scream as well. So that was fun.
Never have I ever felt jealous about a friend's love life.
I have never. No, that one probably not. I enjoy actually getting people together, and I think it doesn't work out the best sometimes, but I enjoy watching people get together and have a good time.
Never have I ever tolerated a bad movie to impress my partner.
And at that time it was Harry Potter, because I think we took sibling who was about 10 years younger than us at the time to watch it, so I just sat through it. Now I love Harry Potter, but at the time I wasn't into it. I think I probably just wanted to have a chat to her instead.
Never have I ever hitchhiked.
Unfortunately, I have never. I think that's something that I missed out on doing. I think I've got to try that. Maybe on the way to Candy tonight, I'll probably try that.
Never have I ever fallen in love at first sight.
I have never. I think love is something. Everyone laughs at me for this, but I think it's something that grows on you. I don't think, well, you like the person, you like how they look, but I don't think you can fall in love with someone as you see them. I think you have to get to know them a bit better. You know, love's a strong word, so it takes a little while to get to that point.
Never have I ever cheated in a school test.
I have.
Never have I ever had a crush on a celebrity.
All the time. I think everyone does it. I think these questions, you've got to be very candid about these answers, but I think everyone has a crush. Who's the latest one? I'm sure I told my wife recently. I'll think about it and come back, but there's always someone on the list.
Never have I ever gotten a tattoo.
I have never. I had a piercing once, earring, and I got bored with it, took it out. So I think tattoos would have been a bad idea because I would be at the doctor's trying to get it lasered off. I change my mind quite often, so I think tattoos are a bad idea.
Never have I ever flown in a helicopter.
I have. Fun experience. It was in Sydney when I was young, and I think my dad and I, there was a game park, can't remember what it's called, Lion Safari, and there was a helicopter ride where they go all around the game park. I think it's closed down now, but yeah, it was fun.
Never have I ever sung in the shower.
I have, and I think I did it this morning as well. Something that's on my mind, some song.
Never have I ever had a crush on a teacher.
I have. I think that's part of growing up, right? And especially going to an all-boys school. So there's always some young teacher that'll come, and then all the boys will be trying to get her attention and be the best students just for that class.
Never have I ever been arrested.
I've never been arrested, as I said, just that one altercation with under the influence and driving. So we've stopped doing that now.
Never have I ever admired myself in the mirror.
I have. I think you try to look good before you leave, or go out for something. So you probably try and look your best. So we'll put it that way.
Never have I ever drank before turning the legal age.
I have never. I wasn't a huge fan of the taste of it, so never had the liking to either.
Never have I ever wished I was a rock star.
I have. I think that's the life. If you can play music and gig around the world, fantastic. Unfortunately, talent comes into it, so that's the part where we all fail at.
Never have I ever lied during this game.
I have never. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. So that was me on Ask Me. I think it was a bit of a fun show, getting to know me a little bit better. Thank you for having me. It was fun.